Why is everything like this? Oh, there we go. Almost. So much shit. Too much shit on my computer. Okay, hi, welcome. I am Aurora with Lavender, Hazelwood Witches. Welcome. You are part of the gathering if you're here watching the video. I had a question from one of my Patreon supporters, Ana, muchas gracias. And basically, like, how to start, just how to start. And I think that can be a really broad question because magic and witchcraft is such a huge, it's a huge scape, it's a huge land. So I think the sort of most straightforward answer is just start where you are. Like, what are you interested in? Do you love crystals? Do you love do you love what? Give me something. Do you love making incenses? Do you love the idea of making incenses? Do you like to read? Do you just kind of follow your inquisition and your curiosity and your interest? That's where I would start. And also, I think really don't be afraid to experiment, especially if it's something pretty, benign, like you're trying to manifest money or something. My first point would be just start where you're interested in. My second point would be, well, to meditate. And I know a lot of people say this, and there are many ways to meditate, by the way. There's walking meditation, there's guided meditation, there's sitting meditation, there's lying down meditation, even running or making, a weaving with your hand or something like knitting. Things like that are all meditative when you get into a rhythm or a flow with them. I think what a lot of people, when they refer to meditation, often they refer to a sitting meditation, and that can be really difficult to do because of our crazy monkey mind. And all I gotta say is, if that's new for you, or if that your experience is like, I can't meditate, maybe try it just a little differently. Try it with an activity first, or try it with music or a soundscape. Try a guided visualization, which I have over on Patreon if you're interested. We do a really cool, amazing practice called Yoga Nidra, which takes you straight into the liminal and really gets you in touch with your inner vision, if you have an inner vision. So find a way to get still and get your mind focused on one thing. I think, getting curious and figuring out or looking at things energetically. I have a couple videos on reading energy that you might be interested in. By the way, it's something you already do. It's not something you have to learn to do. It's just putting on a new perspective or putting on a new lens. At least in my experience, the things that we know, but we're taught to bypass it, taught to discount or not focus on these little things that happen on a regular basis that is where the magic exists. So if you see like a plant, note down your own correspondences first and then go look them up and see if there is a bridge, if anything's the same or if it's different. Because not all plants are gonna evoke the same thing out of everyone, especially if you have, certain memories or histories with a certain kind of plant. And that can always change too, by the way. But what we're doing is getting curious and figuring out what we're seeing and what we're experiencing first, because that's going to be our through line, our foundation, our starting point. I just did a Patreon video and I mentioned the phrase, know thyself. It's true, you need to know yourself because that's the conduit of magic, because you are the conduit. You're not just the conduit, you're also the creator. You're both. So knowing yourself is very helpful, because then you can navigate what comes at you more proficiently. So just taking the time to get some awareness of really your likes, your dislikes, your wounds, your shadows. Shadow work can be a good place to start too, so you know what you're dealing with when stuff comes up, because then you'll be a cleaner receptacle instrument for what's coming through you, because all of our junk can get in our way and create obstacles and blocks that, make things harder. and make things more difficult than they need to be and stop our manifestations, our spells. Record your dreams. There will be messages in there from your subconscious. The subconscious only speaks through symbols, so that's your communication method. Also, note synchronicities. Synchronicities are coincidences, except people with a non-magical outlook call them coincidences, and people with a magical outlook tend to call them synchronicities. When a coincidence happens, instead of thinking it's just a random play of things in the universe, a synchronicity says there's a cause and an effect. And so it brings two things together. Find your power sources. So that could be, hi guys. Those can be places, meaning where do you fuel up? Where do you feel like you're a clear conduit? Usually that's nature, I'm going to say, but not always. Music will take you in really cool places too. That's a really easy way to find your center or your action energy, like your fire or whatever energy you're looking for. Music will absolutely go through you. Oh yeah, power objects. Look at these objects that make you feel something. And that will be a power object for you that you can use as a tool in your craft that will help you be a strong magical practitioner. And when we're talking about these power places, music, and objects, they're what makes you clear. They're what makes you grounded, centered, and able to take action. It's an energetic, like an anchoring. And when everything's clear and there's nothing in your way. And that, I experience that kind of stuff. Like, I love Estas Tone music. He will take me to crazy places and will really anchor me into a very like fiery place. I love getting up and above where I live. So going to a higher elevation where I can look down on the city or my neighborhood, that helps me get to a very clear place. So those are two different ways of getting in touch with PowerPoints. Not PowerPoint as in making a presentation. Power objects would be like something that you have that takes you to a very specific place. Like I have my orange, I don't think you guys have seen it, my orange happy coat, which encapsulates me and puts me in a very specific headspace and feeling space. So I can go to these places to count on receiving a specific thing when I am feeling the opposite. What you doing, Sam? And then the last thing I'm going to say is just do things that make you feel like a witch, whether that's pulling cards, adopting a certain kind of aesthetic, because there's definitely the aesthetic witch, because having, all the accoutrement in your space can really help you feel like powerful and like you are a witch. Activities, so getting together and communicating with people who are of similar mindsets so you can talk about these things and not feel like a freak. So just being around a community that honors you and sees you for who you are and who you can be free with, and any other activity that you find makes you feel like tapped in and turned on. All right, that's what I have for you today. I'm sure there's more, but that's what I was thinking off the top of my head. Thank you, Anna, for this wonderful question, and I hope it helped.